Hello friend, welcome back. In this session here, we will going to understand the AWS Auto Scaling service details with different question. So the first question is, how many instances can an EC2 Auto Scaling group have? You can have as many instances in your EC2 Auto Scaling group as your EC2 quota allows. Let's move to next question. How is predictive scaling policy different from predictive scaling of AWS Auto Scaling Plan? Predictive scaling policy brings the similar prediction algorithm offered through AWS Auto Scaling Plan as a native scaling policy in EC2 Auto Scaling. You can use predictive scaling directly through AWS Command Line Interface (CLI). EC2 Auto Scaling Management Console and AWS SDKs similar to how you use other scaling policies, such as simple scaling or target tracking, etc. You don't have to create an AWS Auto Scaling plan just for using predictive scaling. Let's move to next question. What are the costs for using Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling? Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling Fleet Management for EC2 instances carries no additional fees. The dynamic scaling capabilities of Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling are enabled by Amazon CloudWatch and also carry no additional fees. Amazon EC2 and Amazon CloudWatch service fees apply and are billed separately. Let's see the next question. Can EC2 Auto Scaling groups span multiple AWS regions? EC2 Auto Scaling groups are regional constructs. They can span availability zones, but not AWS regions. Let's see the next question. How can I implement changes across multiple instances in an EC2 Auto Scaling group? You can use AWS CodeDeploy or CloudFormation to orchestrate code changes to multiple instances in your EC2 Auto Scaling group. Let's move to next question. If I have data installed in an EC2 Auto Scaling group, and a new instance is dynamically created later, is the data copied over to the new instances? Data is not automatically copied from existing instances to new instances. You can use lifecycle hooks to copy the data, or an Amazon RDS database including replicas. Let's see the next question. When I create an EC2 Auto Scaling group from an existing instance, does it create a new Amazon machine image? When you create an auto scaling group from an existing instance, it does not create a new AMI. Let's move to next question. Can I customize a health check? Yes. There is an API called setInstanceHealth that allows you to change an instance's state to unhealthy, which will then result in a termination and replacement. Let's see the next question. Can I suspend health checks? Yes. You can temporarily suspend Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling health checks by using the Suspend Processes API. You can use the Resume Processes API to resume automatic health checks. Let's move to next question. Which health check type should I select? If you are using Elastic Load Balancing (ELB) with your group, you should select an ELB health check. If you are not using ELB with your group, you should select the EC2 health check. Let's see the next question. Can I use Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling for health checks and to replace unhealthy instances if I am not using elastic load balancing, ELB? You don't have to use ELB to use auto scaling. You can use the EC2 health check to identify and replace unhealthy instances. Let's move to next question. Do the elastic load balancing, ELB, health checks work with application load balancers and network load balancers? Will an instance be marked as unhealthy if any target group associated with it becomes unhealthy? Yes. Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling works with application load balancers and network load balancers including their health check feature. Let's see the next question. Is there any way to use Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling to only add a volume without adding an instance? A volume is attached to a new instance when it is added. Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling doesn't automatically add a volume when the existing one is approaching capacity. You can use the EC2 API to add a volume to an existing instance. See the next question. Is there any way to use Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling to only add a volume without adding an instance? A volume is attached to a new instance when it is added. Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling doesn't automatically add a volume when the existing one is approaching capacity. You can use the EC2 API to add a volume to an existing instance. Let's see the next question. What does the term stateful instances refer to? When we refer to a stateful instance, we mean an instance that has data on it, which exists only on that instance. In general, terminating a stateful instance means that the data or state information on the instance is lost. You may want to consider using lifecycle hooks to copy the data off of a stateful instance before it's terminated, or enable instance protection to prevent Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling from terminating it. Let's move to next question. Can you define a default admin password on Windows instances with Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling? You can use the key name parameter to create launch configuration to associate a key pair with your instance. You can then use the getPasswordData API in EC2. This is also possible through the AWS Management Console. Let's see the next question. Are CloudWatch agents automatically installed on EC2 instances when you create an Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling group? If your AMI contains a CloudWatch agent, it's automatically installed on EC2 instances when you create an EC2 Auto Scaling group with the stock Amazon Linux AMI. You need to install it, recommended. Why are young? Let's move to next question. What is Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling? Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling is a fully managed service designed to launch or terminate Amazon EC2 instances automatically to help ensure you have the correct number of Amazon EC2 instances available to handle the load for your application. Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling helps you maintain application availability through fleet management for EC2 instances, which detects and replaces unhealthy instances. And by scaling your Amazon EC2 capacity up or down automatically according to conditions you define. You can use Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling to automatically increase the number of Amazon EC2 instances during demand spikes to maintain performance and decrease capacity during lulls to reduce costs. So the next question is, when should I use Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling versus AWS Auto Scaling. You should use AWS Auto Scaling to manage scaling for multiple resources across multiple services. AWS Auto Scaling lets you define dynamic scaling policies for multiple EC2 Auto Scaling groups or other resources using predefined scaling strategies. Using AWS Auto Scaling to configure scaling policies for all of the scalable resources in your application is faster than managing scaling policies for each resource via its individual service console. It's also easier, as AWS Auto Scaling includes predefined scaling strategies that simplify the setup of scaling policies. You should use EC2 Auto Scaling if you only need to scale Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling groups, or if you are only interested in maintaining the health of your EC2 fleet. You should also use EC2 Auto Scaling if you need to create or configure Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling groups, or if you need to set up scheduled or step scaling policies, as AWS Auto Scaling supports only target tracking scaling policies. EC2 Auto Scaling groups must be created and configured outside of AWS Auto Scaling, such as through the EC2 console, Auto Scaling API, or via CloudFormation. AWS Auto Scaling can help you configure dynamic scaling policies for your existing EC2 Auto Scaling groups. Thanks for watching. You can refer the AWS FAQ for details understanding of auto scaling. We will come with new topics soon. Till keep learning.
If you have any question or any doubt, feel free to ask in the comment section below. I will answer you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching. Bye and have a nice day.